Hello, hello, hello. Today is Monday, March 15, 2021. Yesterday I posted a video which is related to my book For the Love of Physics. And it's not surprising that many of you have asked me how they can get that book. I will show you today how you can get the book. Let there be no misunderstanding. If you buy it from me, which is way more expensive than buying it in your own country, you don't do me any favors. I make no money on selling my books. I sell them to what it cost me. And unfortunately, when I send the book, for instance, to India, the postage alone is $35. And then there is tax that I have to pay to Uncle Sam on any money that you send me. That drives the price up enormously. So my strong recommendation is to not buy it from me. There are other options, and I will discuss those other options with you now, okay? So before you decide to buy a book from me, I suggest you get a free copy using the PDF file. This is the PDF file, and I've been told by many of you that it doesn't work for them. There is nothing I can do about it. It's not my PDF file, but it works for me. This is that PDF file. And yes, it covers every page in the book. For the Love of Physics, For the Love of Physics. Here is the table of context. I particularly am very proud of chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 15, which is a new way of seeing. So, introduction. Every page is there. What is not there, and what is not there either when you buy a book in India from Amazon or from the Flipkart, which I recommend you do, what is not there are the colored, 15 colored pictures, which is called the colored index, photo index of my book. You see here a few of those pictures, but the total is about 15. To miss those pictures is unfortunate, but is by no means a disaster, and you save a lot of money. All right, so PDF file I think is a bargain. You should also consider to buy my book at Amazon or at Flipkart in your country. I have been told that in India you can get my book from Amazon and Flipkart for only $4.50. As I said already, the PDF file doesn't contain the photo index, neither does the book from Amazon in India and Flipkart. That's why they are much cheaper. The publisher left out the colored pictures, and I refer to those colored pictures all the time in my book, but they left them out because that made the book cheaper. The book that I sell you, which is way more expensive for reasons that I will explain, of course, has the colored picture index. Clearly, any book you order from Amazon or from Flipkart, I cannot sign that book. That's obvious. I am willing to send you a signed copy of my book with a special note for you, plus a signed picture of me. And that signed picture of me is this picture. And I will write at the bottom your name. I'll put the date there. And I will sign the picture. That comes with the book. That's included in the price of the book. So I write a special note for you in the book, personal note, and you get the signed picture. The price is high, as I pay 30% tax in the United States over the money that you sent me. It is bizarre, but it is true. It is the way that the tax code has been written here, changed from what it was several years ago. So keep in mind, I pay 30% tax over the money you sent me. The postage for me to India is $35. Your total cost for one paperback copy, which includes of course the picture of me and also it includes the colored index, is therefore, people from India, $65. That's also what it cost me. I repeat myself, I don't want to make any money on the sales. My costs are 30% of your $65 is $19.50. Postage 35 to India. I get a huge discount on buying books from my publisher, so I only pay $9 per book. And then I have the cost of special padded envelope and the picture, which is together $2. When you add that up, that is $65.50. Therefore, you do me no favor. I'm not asking for any favor. Don't buy my books to do me a favor. Each book, for abroad, takes 20 minutes of my time. Filling out the customs form is a real nuisance, but I'll be happy to do that for you. If you live in the United States, the cost is $40, book plus pictures. Middle East, China, Japan, Australia, $75. I'm now largely talking to the people in India, which is the $65. Transfer that money to my PayPal account. You will see my PayPal account below very shortly. Since we are friends, you can mark on PayPal family and friends. PayPal will then not charge me 5% fee. And by all means, let me know in PayPal your name and complete address and which name I should use for my note in your book and my picture. Very often, the money that is sent to me is sent by someone else than you. Could be your parents, could be your friends, but I have to know which name to use in the book. That should all be part of what you write in PayPal. Addresses in India can be very, very long. 8 lines. For me, living in the United States, it's always puzzling. The address is often maintained across the post office, around the corner from the fish market, next to school so-and-so. I don't understand why that's necessary, but apparently it is necessary. So make sure that your address is as complete as possible. Many books that I have sent to India have been returned to me. It's a real pain in the neck. You have paid money and I get the book back. When I have to send it again, that costs me again postage. For those of you who only want a signed copy of the picture of me swinging from the pendulum, with your name on it as well. Oh, I have two. This picture. It will cost you $10 for one copy. That includes postage. You should send me on PayPal your complete address, of course, and the name you want me to write on the picture. Please transfer the $10 to my PayPal account. And this is my PayPal account. It's all on one line. It should all be on one line. Several of you write me that they get a message from PayPal that this account is not yet established. The reason why it writes that, because you made a mistake. You must first enter PayPal and then my account. Okay? I remind here that the costs are $40 for Europe. And did I include, oh yeah, and I include here Middle East, China, Japan, $75. Yeah. All right then, so I think I cannot be more complete than this. PayPal account, forget this because I wrote that already further up. If you want the text of my book, PDF file should work. I can't help it if it doesn't work for you. I have no other way to send you a PDF file. It may exist, but I don't have it. Some people have bought Kindle versions, which is fine, of course. I'm sure that they exist. Many people have them. The book has been translated in 16 languages, not in Hindi. My most popular lecture is For the Love of Physics. I gave that lecture on May 16, my sister's birthday, 2011 at MIT. It was my farewell lecture of MIT. And the reason why the title of that lecture is For the Love of Physics, because that was in a way the introduction of my book. It was published by Simon & Schuster in 2011. Yes, the book can be read, and most of it can be understood by 11-year-old. One last request. Before you ask me a question about physics, please use Google first. Someone writes me, tell me everything you know about black holes. It's an absurd request. Use Google and Google black holes. Someone recently asked me, tell me everything you know about Hooke's law. That's almost an insult. when they ask me that. Yeah, that's high school stuff. Don't feel bad if you don't know about Hooke's law. But look it up on Google and don't ask me such questions. I get countless questions about distance to the sun, distance to planets, speed of light, why it changes in water, why the energy doesn't change. All of that is in my lectures and all of that is on Google. Please, please try Google first. And then, yes, of course, if you don't try Google first, I will definitely not answer that. I very often just don't answer. And then we will still be friends. Even if I don't answer, we will still be friends. Have a nice day and take care. One last request. I know that the dream of many of my Indian friends is to be accepted by MIT. And many of you ask me to help them to get accepted, to lead them to acceptance. There is nothing I can do. The only thing you can do is to read MIT's admission sites. They are very clear. So with all due respect for your desires to be accepted by MIT, stop asking me how to help you. I really can't. Maybe you teachers in India who know the system in India very well, maybe they can. What is not completely unusual, well, actually it is unusual, that someone goes to an IIT in India and then, if they do extremely well at the IIT, then apply again to get into MIT. That happens. We do have at MIT many Indian students. But just to pop from high school into MIT is extremely rare. Use MIT admission sites and take it from there.